Let's begin our COVID-19 coverage tonight with the latest case count. More than 3,000 new cases have been added, and this high number likely due to labs catching up from the Veterans Day holiday. Of the COVID-19 tests, 10% are coming back positive, and the state adding 17 new COVID-related deaths. All of those are key metrics, but even more important are the faces behind them. And right now at 5, we're getting a rare look inside a Valley COVID unit where people are truly fighting for their lives. Here's ABC 15's Mike Pelton.
It's another day inside this COVID unit at Valleywise Health.
This is looking a little bit like the beginning of summer did, so that's a little disconcerting for us in the IDUs.
Charge nurse Jennifer Granger tells us this floor now has 3 COVID patients, down from 8 Friday morning. They're moved around the hospital and the number changes at any time.
Our patients that are here right now are pretty sick. I would say one of our patients is probably the sickest patient in the hospital. He requires a tremendous amount of nursing care. The nurse for that room is in the room pretty much all day long with him.
We're told Valleywise is currently caring for roughly 30 COVID-19 patients. They have 3 COVID units. This one used to be a pediatric emergency department. Those pipes installed to convert all 12 rooms to negative pressure rooms.
In these rooms, what we want to do is, as the patients are in there exhaling, we want to take that, that air and vent it outside of the buildings.
Chief Medical Officer Dr. Michael White tells us for the first time since late August, on Friday, Valleywise activated its incident command, which helps manage the uptick in cases, one that might stress the system in coming weeks.
We are prepared to activate our surge plans if we were to need to have them. If these case counts continue to rise, we likely may find ourselves in that position.
While we aren't showing any patients, on this COVID floor, it's quiet. You might be able to hear the monitors in the background. A handful of nurses constantly checking on a person in this room.
Over the last 2 weeks, we've gotten a lot busier, so it's just kind of coming in the morning, and you just know it's going to be busy.
Nurse Granger tells me those patients who don't leave the hospital, whose families say goodbye over a video call, is the toughest part.
That's the worst part. I'm happy to be in a patient room for 12 hours in full PPE and take care of them. I'm okay with no breaks and any of that kind of stuff. But to have to tell a family member that their loved one's going to die and that they can't be present when that happens that's awful.
Mike, I think most people hope they never have to experience being on a COVID floor, but what do you take away from seeing this life and death struggle?
Yeah, well, Steve, it's really an emphasis of what you just heard that nurse say about how sad it is to see some of these patients die without their family members by their side. You heard the nurse say they have one of the sickest patients. Who she's talking about is a gentleman. He's the first person you see when you walk onto that particular COVID unit. He's not doing well. He's not in good shape, and he's alone. He does not have family members by his side. So when you hear healthcare workers talk about how difficult it is to see people struggle and suffer or even die from COVID-19 alone, this is what they're talking about, and they see this day after day after day. Steve?
Yeah, our hearts go out to them. They need all the support they can get. Thank you, Mike.